Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Ranking Member Tester and other members of the committee. I'm pleased to speak today in support of the Veterans Treatment Court Improvement Act. I'm pleased to have joined the ranking member to introduce this sensible piece of legislation. Let me take the opportunity to introduce the bill now and to thank the veteran service organizations that support the bill, including the American Legion, AMVETS, Disabled American Veterans, Paralyzed Veterans of America, each of whom will testify here later. And Mr. Chairman, with your consent, I'll submit for the record letters from these four organizations.
Without objection.
As well as several others that support the bill. As you likely know, the state of Arizona has about 500,000 veterans. These brave men and women have served in every conflict since World War II, the present-day operations in the Middle East, and we're obviously proud to call them Arizonans. But oftentimes, when these soldiers return home from conflicts abroad, the transition back to civilian life proves to be its own battle. And with the support of family and friends and the tireless work of veteran service organizations, most are able to surmount these challenges. For those that lack a support system, these issues could run into or lead to run-ins with the law. While there's no justification, obviously, for criminal behavior, it's important to recognize that certain actions may be symptomatic of the harrowing experiences that these veterans have endured during their time of service. And by not providing treatment that actually addresses the underlying service-connected issues, our criminal justice system can create a vicious cycle. Now, to address the absence of veteran-specific treatment in our criminal justice system, the Department of Veterans Affairs created the Veterans Justice Outreach Program in 2009. That program established specialty courts that remove veterans from the regular criminal justice process and provide tailored treatments for underlying issues like post-traumatic stress and substance abuse. Veterans treatment courts have a proven track record of preventing initial incarceration and in reducing recidivism. And the lifeblood of this program are the Veterans Justice Outreach Specialists who link veterans to available court services. These outreach specialists identify veterans in jails and in local courts and assess their health status and help to develop a rehabilitation program that is tailored to each of their needs. In April, I had the opportunity to observe the veterans docket and to see some of the most dedicated specialists while visiting the Mesa Municipal Court in Arizona. Let me tell you, there is no experience or no substitute for seeing this experience firsthand. Even though it's a courtroom setting, there's a camaraderie and collaboration that you just don't see in a traditional courtroom setting. That comes from having a judge and the hardworking staff there having served in the military themselves. They understand that coming home isn't always easy. And though the program has experienced remarkable success, the demand for outreach specialists is outpacing the program's ability to serve all eligible veterans. This means that future veterans treatments courts cannot be established, existing courts go understaffed, and veterans go unserved. To ensure that that our veterans receive swift and appropriate access to justice, I've introduced the Veterans Treatment Court Improvement Act. It'll provide 50 additional outreach specialists for veterans treatment courts nationwide. And by increasing the number of dedicated specialists at these facilities, will decrease the number of veterans who end up getting lost in the criminal justice system. I'm committed to work with the committee on this common sense legislative fix that will connect more veterans with the treatments that they've earned through their service. Thank you again, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Ranking Member, and members of the committee.
The American Legion has always supported veteran treatment courts, and this bill will help provide the liaison services that veterans and the judicial system need to support this important program the American Legion supports, Senate Bill 946.
Discussing those, I would like to mention that Senator Flake's Veterans Treatment Court Improvement Act speaks loudly to one of our key legislative priorities. Many veterans have specific needs and challenges related to their military service, and AMVETS has been involved with veteran treatment courts since their inception. At that time, that was with our then Commander J.P. Brown, who worked with Judge Russell in Buffalo, New York. Commander Brown took that knowledge and helped create a very active veterans treatment court in his own home state of Ohio. And AMVETS appreciates that S946 would add more veteran justice outreach specialists, particularly since there are so many solid systems in place to help veterans, but none will properly function without adequate staffing.
DAV supports S946, the Veterans Treatment Court Improvement Act,
which would require VA to hire additional Veterans Justice outreach specialists to provide treatment court services. As an organization, DAV recognizes the importance of Veterans Treatment Courts and are pleased to inform you, this committee, that many of our DAV members across the country have and continue to volunteer to serve as mentors for justice-involved veterans in these courts. DAV